first kind of split. This colony is quite a bit smaller than the other one, which is why we started with that other one. So same thing. I'm going to just walk this box forward a little bit so that I don't have it slide off as I tip it. And we're going to look at the bottom. And there are no queen cups at all, which is just wonderful. Nice, calm bees. 4 boxes, totally 5. So I had this box was over an inner cover just for storage, but it was about a quarter full of bees anyway. Kind of light on the bottom there, so I'm hoping this. We got 1 brand new queen cup, 2 of them. I'm going to cut those off right now while I see them so I don't forget them later. Oh, there's one over here. There's always a few that you don't see.
So, is it?
I don't think so. I think it's just a chunk of burr comb. As for you new beekeepers, burr comb is any comb that you don't want where it is. You and the bees may have a different attitude about where a comb should be. But if you don't cut your burr comb off, it will be a problem later. So this bottom box feels like it's really light. So I'm going to step this one way forward so I don't tip the whole thing onto its face. The bees kind of hate that.
Look at all
nice
those queen
little row of queen cups right there. Another one here. Takes a while to even see those, doesn't it? Okay. So the bees are all at the front here. I don't know if that's because of the sun or if the queen is in the front of this colony somewhere. You can a lot of times tell where the queen is just by where all the activity is. Oh, please let there not be another mouse in here. No. Yay! Okay, if we could, Rusty, if you could put that orange box down so the bees have somewhere to go home to, sure, like we did the other one. And we'll just have a good look for the queen. And like I said, if it turns out that she was here, we end up not moving her, it's okay. Okay. Okay, so there's that gel for you to clean your hive tool with. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, I moved the first box over here. So, this is just so much faster. I just love it. I'm just going to move it.
You have 2 frames of honey on the outside.
That's right. And that one's kind of empty. So yeah, this bottom box is really light. You know what I'm going to do is save these kind of empty ones for a further up box for the queen to work into. I guess. It doesn't really matter if they're on the top or bottom, does it? This one's kind of dark, but not super dark. And nothing at all in it. So we're hoping the queen lands over here. So I'm just going to leave this right here for the queen to work in. Anything that you're leaving, you don't have to shake because, of course, the bees are there already. Yeah, this box is just empty. It's beautiful, clean comb, though. But we don't necessarily need it all together, do we? Yeah, maybe we do. So I'm kind of thinking as I go about how this is going to work out. And we need room for the queen to work, definitely. And we also need our brood, when we move brood, to all end up together. So we want brood together and room to work together. So I just can't resist looking for that queen. I'm sorry. I know it takes a little longer. So there's a couple of eggs in here and a couple of tiny larvae. And then there's a bunch of capped brood, which is supposed to go where?
The other one.
That's right. got capped and open in here. This is great that there's still a good mix of stuff. There are way more cells with nothing in them than I'd like to see though. A lot of times when you see cells like this that have really nothing in them, that is because they are thinning the queen down so that she can fly. And that's what I found in my other colonies, because there wasn't enough nectar for them to backfill the brood chamber. They bite the queen and chase her. Look at that one with the orange pollen. So when you see a lot of cells like this that have nothing in them, sometimes it's a big clue that the queen is getting ready to fly. So I'm going to leave this one here too, because there's a lot of room to work in it and just a little bit of capped brood. A lot of times at this time of year when it's getting really close to time to swarm, you will find that there's a lot more capped brood than there is open brood because they're thinning her down. And this one has a couple of tiny larvae. It has capped brood. This side, I was like, do I still have my glasses on? I do. This also has a few perforated cells in it. And it's pretty dark, so I think I'm going to get rid of this one too. So we're going to shake the bees off here. Just a few, and they're little perforations. So I don't know if you both can see this, but sometimes it's just that they haven't finished capping it. But usually when there's something like that, it's right in the middle, and there is a little dead larva down in the bottom of that cell. It should be standing up. So if you have any question about what's under there, have a look. See, now this one just wasn't finished because there's a beautiful, healthy larva under it.
Getting in this.
Will they recap it?
There's a dead one in that one. They will recap that. Right. And see, now this one here, that's really bad. A sunken cell like that. What we really should do is find a stick and stir that one to see what we have. If it's American foul brood and you stir one like that, you'll get a long rope, like a 1-inch rope. And it's like it's totally dry down there. There's a just dry little dead thing in it. This one too, here's one that didn't ever get capped and it's dead. We're gonna stir that one. See, no string. So it's just a European foul brood and not American foul brood, which is good. So this dark comb with these perforations, little tiny bit of foul brood going on. We're not costing the colony anything by taking this away from them. So we're gonna get rid of that. Okay, lot of cells that have nothing in them. And nothing, nothing, nothing. So we're just gonna leave this for the queen to work in. I'm gonna shake the bees off of it though so I can see what the cell cappings look like. There's a perforated one. That's it. So it looks fairly clean. Look at that beautiful bee bread. We got purple, yellow, nice calm bees that aren't runny. This is a nice food frame. We're going to leave it right here with these guys. And we're going to probably do the same thing with this last one. What do we have in our other box, Rusty?
One frame.
One frame. Okay, well we'll give this one to those guys then. We'll just shake it off. And quick look for the queen. And that can go. And then we'll get the next box.
Gloves on.
tons of drones. Nice, big, beautiful black drones that make it really hard to see the queen. Oh, beautiful capped brood. A little bit of fresh bee bread. A little bit of fresh nectar. Capped brood goes in the other box, right? Oh, beautiful capped brood. Look at the nice color of those cappings. Really nice. No perforations. I'm going to cut this off because it has our queen cups. We want to make sure we don't leave any accidental queen cells. Although a queen cell in the other box would be fine. Beautiful.
These girls are a lot more calm than the other ones.
They are, yeah. Which isn't. So all we've left in this box so far is a little bit of capped brood and some room to work. It is totally possible that a swarm could happen and you would never know, because the bees break down that old swarm cell within about 24 hours sometimes of the time that queen emerges from it. So I am seeing little small larvae in this one. There's at least open brood in this one in some places. They're about 4 days old. So far I know that I had a queen 4 days ago. So I'm going to shake this off and give it to the other box with its capped brood. There you go. So, you know, it is 4 boxes of bees, so we're not panicking yet about the fact that we aren't really seeing a lot of eggs, because that queen could just be working in the upper boxes.
Right, and if she had swarms, we would have seen other swarm cells potentially?
Not necessarily. If they're right, they would have broken them down. But look at how nice the color, the cappings color is on that. Lots of drones. Okay.
Another honey.
So Rusty wants a honey frame for and here's a beautiful one. It's got honey and bee bread, and we've left plenty of food in this one. So we'll shake the bees off of here. Quick look for the queen and give that one's pretty much totally empty. And there's nectar on this side.
So what are we doing over here? On this one, we're building up a
Hey, beautiful girls. So what I really want is a brood frame to put in the middle of this box. So what we may do is set this aside.
So we're going to go check out that other box. I see. You've seen eggs. Okay. Nancy has seen eggs.
Oh good, Nancy's seen eggs. That's great. Okay, so far I'm thinking about what's in that other box that we're right here. And we have basically no brood in there. We have nothing but room to work. So I don't necessarily think that we need that on the bottom. It's going to be way better in the second or top position. So I'm going to clean this box and put it down and work into it.
We're going to put more eggs in this one. Young.
Right.
This one's going on top.
There really is no difference. I was going to split them in a different way so that you find the queen and move her. You actually find the queen and choose what you want, but there's just too many bees here. We'd be here for an hour and a half looking for the queen.
Run out of battery for sure.
Right.
I'm getting close now, so if I lose everybody, I'm sorry. This started off with oh yeah, so I started off with, whoa, what's this contraption?
Bill was doing some kind of, oh, look what we got.
Do we have a queen? Oh, queen
We
cell.
have a capped queen cell.
Oh, sure enough, there we go. You all see that okay?
Okay, so rule number 1, never shake a frame that has a capped queen cell. We definitely want to remove the bees from this frame though, in case the queen should happen to be here. So what we're gonna do is go get our bee brush. So this explains why there's so few eggs, right? They're thinning that queen down, getting her ready to fly. She may actually be gone already. See, I'm brushing them sideways, not down on the frame, and I'm brushing them fairly efficiently. So now we have a beautiful queen cell. We know for sure that they're going to raise a new queen. We're also going to take these other queen cups off. If there should happen to be an egg in one of those, we don't want that because we know we already have a queen cell. And if you leave a queen cell that's going to emerge in a few days, along with one that's going to emerge a week later, what you get is an after swarm. And so we want all, if we can leave more than one cell, but we want the cells that we leave to be all the same age, so that we don't have cells that are way younger than others and we lose an after swarm. It will be kept warm, and we're going to face it right next to this other cup so that it doesn't risk getting bumped when we do anything else.
Beautiful.
So it's a 5-day-old nurse bee that feeds an emerged queen. So that queen cell is perfectly fine just like it is. You could actually take it out and put it in an incubator right now and not have any bees at all. Once that virgin queen emerges, she can feed herself, and she's actually pretty self-sufficient. So she doesn't actually need anything. However, if she wants to be fed royal jelly after she emerges a little bit, that there will be a nurse bee old enough because it will have emerged from the capped brood. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so this is like worm to work, a little bit of capped brood. I'm kind of worried about what might be under here. It's so easy to miss now that I know there's capped cells in here. It's so easy to miss them.
You really have to be attentive to those.
Well, you want to, even if you're going to leave a frame in here, you want to really shake the bees off so that you can really see what you have and you don't accidentally leave a capped queen cell. They're so easy to miss. I see super tiny larvae that have been hatched just today. So that's 4 days old. 4 days from egg to just hatched. So it's mostly open, partly open. We have left almost no brood here, so I'm just going to leave this here. I mean, I don't want to take all the brood away. And like I said, a lot of these will have way more capped brood than open, and we don't want to take all of the brood away from this side of the colony. So I'm going to leave a little bit here. In fact, I might leave most of what's in this box. I'm going to give it one shake just to make sure there's no capped queen cells hiding anywhere. And we're going to cut the queen cells off the bottom, the queen cups off the bottom. I'm not really taking the time to inspect those to see if there's eggs in them because I don't really care. I just know that I need to remove those now that we found that capped queen cell. Still almost no open brood. This is just cell. Make sure there's no hiding. Ah, there she is.
There she is.
Now that we shook the bees off,
Oh, I see.
look at her. She's beautiful. And look how big she is. She's gorgeous. Let's mark her while we have her.
I'm getting that in the screen. Okay. Almost lost her again.
Away from me, right there. I'm holding her just by her shoulders. Somebody's in here with me. Mm-hmm. Yep, I got her. Okay, there she goes.
Look at how it shows up.
Beautiful. Look, such a fat queen.
This is a good one.
Okay, we're going to put her
keep her
right
here.
in the middle, and we're going to tuck her up to the other guy so that we don't accidentally roll her anywhere. Yay! I just love that when we find a queen. Okay, now we can be way less protective about what we put where. We just want to give a nice shake. Yep, I'm going to still shake them because I want to be sure I don't put a queen cell in with her. And this is a nice capped brood. I'm going to put this drone brood, see this drone brood here? I'm going to put it on the outside because we don't really necessarily need a ton of drones. So hopefully they'll let that emerge and then put honey in it. If it's in the inside, it's right next to the brood chamber, and the queen comes to it and goes, look at all this room. Let's make some more drones, which is fine, but not really necessary, you know. So we got capped brood on this side, capped honey. And then we got space and bee bread on this side. So we're gonna put this right here for them to work into. Now that's a brood one right there. So I'm gonna put a little bit of space so that I can put another food frame here. Yay, that's so exciting. And she's so beautiful, oh my. Okay, this is kind of not very neat. This is what you call burr comb. The bees think it has a purpose, but we think it's kind of messy. So we're gonna get rid of this, and Rusty wants a comb.
Take it.
So I don't know if you'll get much out of that. This dark stuff,
Yeah.
it just
Doesn't.
Now we're putting food, bee bread, honey. All the capped brood.
Question about that dark comb.
yeah.
So the frames of the dark comb, you said that you want to leave that out because it tends to carry a lot of germs. In order to prepare that for
There, and that's really a lot of nastiness. So this one that we're getting rid of, we'll do that. Okay, so we got this box filled, and we had this other box that was like a lot of room to work, which is great because now we know the queen is down below, and once she gets, and we gave them capped brood down below here. So she'll move up into this box that had all this room to work and be good to go again. So beautiful. Now we'll put another, okay, so as long as we have this frame we're going to use, you put that one in the number 2 position and the full one next to the wall. The bees go, oh look, there's a full one and there's a full one and there's a break. We should fix that break. And they fill it up. We've got a lot of young nurse bees in here. Okay, so now let's see what we have left.
2 more boxes.
2 more boxes. Oh my gosh.
Tired.
One to that one.
Okay, do you want this one over there?
May of 20. It's been in there for a week. And they're drawing me some beautiful honey / drone comb. We'll put this back in the number 2 position where it was. That's where they just love to draw comb from. Hey, there's another foundationless one here. Rusty, let's give that one to the other box. This one's bee bread and honey. I'm still looking for queen cells. I have to remind myself as I'm going, what am I doing? I'm looking for queen cells. Wow. And look what's there. This is all drone or honey, and look what's in the middle of it. You just think, oh, there's not going to be anything here. And there's another one too. And there's another one. And remember, we had a captive. These have tons of royal jelly in
On
them.
the other side too.
Yep, they're going to town, man. We got 5 baby queens on here. And something where there really shouldn't be is nothing but either drones or honey. But they're doing what they want to do. But we don't necessarily really want these much younger cells unless we pull our other capped cell.
Do you look to see if there are eggs in them? I mean,
Well, I can see the royal jelly. There's a
okay.
mountain of royal jelly in there.
Okay.
Although sometimes when they don't have a queen, they'll make a mountain of royal jelly with no larva.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
Tina, would you put it in the other box?
so I can see the larva in here. It just hatched. It's a tiny
So
larva.
it's all about the age of the cells.
It's
these
all
are
about
young.
the age of them.
That's what
They're
she's-
too young. So either we
not
cut
too
these
far
all
apart.
off and leave that one capped one, or we cut that one capped one off and leave all of these. It's hard to throw all these beautiful things away.
You want to graft some?
I actually did that last week. Because, it always makes me nervous to leave only one cell.
Right. Right. Totally. It's insurance for them too.
So there's 5 of them on this frame.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm going to make the call, and we're going to cut that capped queen cell off and leave these.
Okay.
I want to make sure, you saw how hard it was to see those little cells. I want to make sure I don't leave any queen cells in here.
that's an old queen. And so at some point in time, end of the year, not the end of the year, but later summer, you would recommend to requeen?
Exactly. So yeah, later in the year, which is in their year, in July, it's the perfect time to replace that queen. But you know, she's such a beautiful queen and such a zero mite count, and she's so fantastic. I'm not actually going to kill her ever. I'm going to pull her out into a nuke, a little colony that I think she can manage, and I'm going to keep her going. And then I'm going to have this big colony raise another new queen of their own. This is foundationless. So, do we have any foundationless ones over there? Let's put it over there.
In number 2.
Yep. Old bee bread. You can tell because it's kind of not so bright and beautiful as the new stuff we've seen. But I'm stacking this top box with food, I think. Rusty, do you need? So the nice thing about this is that it's foundationless. Where's my bucket? A beautiful serrated knife is a great way to cut. And this old comb, it's great stuff. So I'm going to actually cut this loose, giving a lot of room around the top of that cell. Because if you open the top of the cell so that the bee bread in there is exposed, that young queen dries out and she dies. You have to be really careful not to deform the cell at all. Luckily for me, it's really a nice firm one. It's not made out of brand new comb. This is a pretty tough spot to remove this without damaging her. But looks like we have a chance.
Where do you want to?
In 9, that queen is forming her wing buds. So we want her to stay horizontal and not get...
I saw some larvae in, I think they were queen cups on that other side. Or is that just
That's a drone because
drone?
it's
Sideways.
horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all drones that are horizontal. Same with these drones. So, okay. That goes in the number 2 position. This has brood, so we're going to put it back in the middle here. And this one has brood, so we're putting
This one has all the queen cups.
Okay, perfect. So we'll put those queen cups right in the middle, where they'll be well fed. Okay, so we just need to finish filling this box. Pretty, anything that's pretty. Beautiful, yep. So nice food we'll put next to the wall. And what do we have here? They're making nectar in that one. So we'd really like to, now that we know we have open queen cells there, we'd really like to leave a lot of bee bread for them. This isn't very pretty, but it's okay on the honey, in the honey. So we're gonna put it next to the wall and just try to never get it into a position where it's gonna have brood in it. I'm actually looking for a bee bread to put next to the other wall over there. And next to those little larval queens. Well, that's pretty. It doesn't have bee bread, but it's at least pretty and empty. So that can be part of the brood chamber later. To put in here next to our larval queens. I guess it's a good thing we have our foragers over here, because they'll have to bring in some beautiful new stuff. I know we left some down the bottom. Okay. I'd really like to leave a bee bread right next to our larval queens. There just isn't one, so it's fine. You know, that's one thing about bees is unless you totally screw it up, they can kind of handle
What you're doing.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to put this one on top and we're going to finish filling it with empty These open queen cells in here, and I saw the larvae. They're just hatched, like maybe 5 days old, which means 11 more days until the queens emerge, and then 6 days to harden and 6 days to fly. So now we're at 23 days, and so we're gonna leave this box totally alone for 1 whole month. And it's tempting to look in the meantime, but in a month, you're really not gonna see, you'll be lucky to see eggs. So don't mess it up by getting in there early. Wait a month, 5 weeks is even better.